Namaste. So this is our second video. Hopefully now you have your chart. And if you don't, turn this off, go to a Vedic calculator and get a copy of your chart. Then once you have your chart, we're going to talk about things that you can learn about your chart right away. And the first thing we're going to look for is to learn your ruling planet. So, if the diagonal mark is in Aries, it might be here, it might be in the lower corner on the left or right, or it says AS or ASC, and it's in Aries, then you can see that your ruling planet is Mars. If it were in Taurus, your ruling planet is Venus. If in Gemini, your ruling planet is Mercury, etc. Okay? Now, you may also notice that except for the moon and the sun, every planet rules two signs. So if you are an Aries ascendant and Mars is your ruling planet, you can notice that also Mars rules Scorpio. And from our last video, you know that to find the houses, you start with the ascendant sign as house 1, and then you go clockwise. So if you're an Aries ascendant, this is the first house, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. An Aries ascendant has Mars as the ruling planet, and Mars also rules the 8th house. In addition, you want to go and find where Mars is for you. So Mars might be in your first house, it might be in your 8th house, but also it might be in any one of these houses. So you might look at your chart, understand that you are an Aries ascendant, Mars is your ruling planet, and at your birth, Mars was in which house? Say Leo. And that is your 5th house. So now you can gain information about the 5th house, where your ruling planet is, etc. Another really interesting thing to do about your chart is to understand your relationship to the elements. Now, I know that some of you have done the Dakini mandala work, sometimes called the emotions mandala work, and so you're going to have more in-depth understanding about the elements. Also, there are other systems where you might have done work with the elements, like studying Ayurveda or traditional Chinese medicine, for instance. In Vedic astrology, you may notice that none of the signs says space. The space element appears to be missing, but it isn't. Jupiter rules the space element. None of the signs are associated with it, but Jupiter rules the space element. So all 5 of the elements are included in Vedic astrology. So for something that may be useful to you, look at all of the planets, including the sun and moon, and the Ra, which is Rahu, and the Ke, which is Ketu, and see which elements the signs they were in at your birth belong to. So if your Venus is in Scorpio, that means that Venus rules an air and an earth sign, but in your chart, she is in a water sign. And you may find it very interesting to note that some charts have a lot of planets in 1 or 2 elements. Sometimes an element is completely missing from the chart in the birth chart. and that also can be useful information for you to understand about yourself. If you have questions, you can always just put a question in the comment below this video, and if you would like to have a personal reading of your chart, please contact me at rbanker09@gmail.com. Namaste.